Hi grade 9s, I'm going to make another video today that will help you with your Scatterplot project. Today we're going to talk about scatterplots, we're going to talk about lines of best fit, and we're going to make predictions using our lines of best fit. So I'm going to show you a table of values I found on Google. It compares the number of customers in an ice cream store and the temperature. So when the temperature is hot, when it's warm out, then you're going to have lots of customers, but if it's cold out, you're going to have fewer customers. I just want to point out that this table of values was made in the United States, so the temperature is not in degrees Celsius, it's in degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so we're going to take the information from the table of values and we're going to put it into Desmos like we did yesterday and the day before. We're going to look for that plus sign on Desmos. We're going to click on the plus, click on table, and then enter the numbers from the table of values into Desmos. When I look at my table of values that I found in Google, I see that the lowest temperature anywhere on that table of values is 63. The lowest one was 63, and the highest one was 79. Those were the lowest temperatures and the highest temperatures. And for my customers, my lowest number of customers was 317, and my highest number of customers was 507. So like I've done before, I want to go lower and higher than each of those. So for example, maybe I will start at a temperature of 0 and see what happens all the way up to a temperature of 100. And maybe I want my customers to go up to maybe 700. And I know, because I've made this graph already, that in order to see the whole graph, I know I fiddled with the graph a bit. I know I want this number to be like a negative number, like negative 500. That seems weird. The only way I know that is because I've tried to make the graph already on Desmos, and I've seen that if I want to look at the trend nicely, I want my customers, I want my y-axis to start at minus 500. And once I've adjusted my settings using the wrench feature, I can see all the points from my scatter plot, and they look nice. They look like they're increasing, which makes sense because the number of customers you have in a store, in an ice cream store, will definitely go up as the temperature gets warmer out. What I want to do now, like I've done other days, is I want to find the equation. So just like last time and the time before, I'm going to enter that silly equation, y1, the squiggly line, mx1 plus b, and see what my m, my rate of change, and my b, my initial value, should be. And the computer will do that for you. And what Desmos tells me is that the equation has a rate of change, or a jumping number, of 11.6336 and an initial value of minus 420.55. That means if I was making a table of values, and this was my x, and remember x is the temperature, and this is the y, this is the customers. At the beginning, we always start with 0. If the temperature is 0, you should have negative 420 customers. That's kind of a silly number, but it does make sense that if it's very, very, very cold out, no one's coming to get ice cream. And then every time the temperature goes up by 1 degree, this number of customers should be jumping 11.6336 each time. And that's why, remember I said I needed my y's to start at a negative number, because the y-intercept, or the initial value, is a negative number. Okay, so let's make some more sense of our line. Let's remember that it's not really just x and y, it's temperature and customers. So that's really important to remember. Your graph is representing temperature and customers. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to look at the line of best fit that shows the relationship between temperature and customers. And if, for example, you know a temperature, like you know the temperature one day is 90 degrees. If you want to find out how many customers there are, you're going to go up to the line of best fit, go across, and whatever this number is right here, that will tell you the number of customers. If, on the other hand, you know how many customers, let's say you know that there were 800 customers, and you want to know what the temperature is, you're going to start at the 800 customers, you're going to go across to the line of best fit, you're going to go down, and whatever this number is right here, that would tell you the temperature. So we're going to try two questions like that, and I'm going to show you how I use Desmos and my graph on Desmos to make my predictions. So using Desmos, we see that if the temperature is 90 degrees, if we go up from 90 degrees to the line of best fits and then across, we can see that there would be a little bit more than 600 customers in the ice cream store that day. Now, let's try a problem where we know the customers, so we know the Y, and I want to find the temperature, or the X. So for this last question, the question was if you have 700 customers. So I found 700 customers on my vertical axis. I went across to my line of best fit and then down to the temperature. And you can see that it's just a little less than 100 degrees, you would imagine, if you had 700 customers in your ice cream store. This is a great way to use predictions just by looking at the graph and using the line of best fit. Tomorrow I'll make one last video where I'll show you how to use the actual equation of the line of best fit to do some algebra to find these answers without just looking at the graph. Okay, if you have any questions, please send them my way and I will answer them. I hope this video was useful, and good luck with your work.